What has brought me back to my parents' homeland? Punjab is a state in northwest India well known for its main attraction of the Golden Temple. With lots of sugarcane fields, Punjab supplies sugar around the country. It's full of scenes straight out of a storybook. Agriculture is the main occupation here and has been for hundreds of years. Although it's a beautiful place, there's an underlying truth. A truth that doesn't shock many people here. Women are determining the sex of their unborn child and then aborting it if it's a girl. This is female foeticide. In India, pregnancy is too often followed by the question of whether the unborn child is a girl or a boy. Having a son is a major obsession and there are pressures on a woman to produce a son. These pressures come from the community, leaving lots of women with no choice other than to kill their own baby girl before she is even born. The girl child is seen as a financial drain as her marriage and dowry crush her family under huge burdens of debt. This phenomenon has hit Punjab so hard that the ratio of girls to boys is the lowest it has ever been. There are 7 girls to every 10 boys. This is due to the great weight of tradition and wide access to ultrasound scanning. In 1996, private fetal sex determination clinics became illegal, but in most villages the abortion of girls is still done. Worryingly, the trend is far stronger in urban rather than rural areas, amongst illiterate women rather than educated women. Despite the possibility of life imprisonment, an estimated 500,000 fetuses are aborted each year, simply because they are female. Shanti lives in a village with her husband and children. She has 2 daughters, killed a third, and then finally had a boy. Shanti is one of many women who was pressured into having a son.
It wasn't a nice experience, but I had to listen to my in-laws because they know what's best for you. They've had the experience. It's not cheap bringing up a girl. I couldn't afford to have another girl. Now my girls are older, we have to marry them off and pay dowry. That's why my husband works so hard. I love my daughters, but I'm glad I have a son because he can look after us when the girls go. When I had an abortion, it cost me 500 rupees. But if I was to have it now, it would cost 7,000 to 8,000 rupees. That's if I wanted to have it done undercover.
80 English pounds is the price to terminate human life. And in India, this isn't even a rare or shocking occurrence. Shanti's eldest daughter, Kalu, disagrees with her mother's actions.
I'm totally against the killing of daughters. It's not fair that people choose boys over girls. My mum knows I don't like what she did. It wouldn't bother me if all I had were daughters. It wouldn't bother me if all I had were girls after I got married. But a lot of men try and dominate their women and I wouldn't tolerate it. But it's a cruel world out there and it's a shame for these women because they have no choice. But I will make it clear to my husband at the start that it's not about saving money. You can lose money anytime. God is watching, and I truly believe that if you will make bad karma, you will have to pay the price. I would rather have a clear conscience with good karma. That's all that will make me happy.
In fact, all the traditions of the childbirth are related to the birth of a boy. I don't think there's any tradition or any ritual which is, for the birth of a girl.
Every year, people gather for the festival of Lohri. This is when families celebrate the birth of a new baby boy. It's on this day they offer prayers to God for giving them a son. In the morning, women go from door to door to find out whether a son has been born. They will know because leaves hanging on the door will tell them so. Touching the leaves is a sign of blessing the boy. They sing songs to get money from the family of the newborn who represents wealth. Any land his father owns will be passed on to him in the future. These young women are demanding more money from this elderly woman who's just had a grandson. When night falls, a bonfire is lit. Families and friends gather around it. This is a prayer to Agni, the fire god, to bless the newborn boy. This couple are celebrating the birth of their son. It's a very proud moment for them. This woman prays morning and night in hope for a grandson. Her son already has 2 daughters and she fears that there is no one to carry on the family name.
I meditate every day because it gives me a clear mind. I usually ask for a grandson. I light a candle in front of the photo of my God and then sprinkle holy water on it. My husband was a soldier and he got shot in his heart just after we got married. I got pregnant and then God took him away, and I didn't even get to know him properly. I hardly even got to know him or spend any time with him, but he was a fit, healthy man. Life was very hard without a man. I was married at 17 and there was no other men around because he was the only son. So I was left with just my mother-in-law. I just had to get on with life, and I guess it was just my destiny. I had to do all the chores around the house even when I was pregnant. But then, thank God, my son was born, and I felt complete again. It's important to have a son so that he can carry on the family name. Now my son's abroad so he can make a life for himself, and I try and pass time.
Some places of worship are marked exclusively for people who want a son. This is one of many where hundreds of people come daily with just one prayer on their lips, that they are blessed with a son. In some cases, even girls come here hoping for a brother, as in Indian families, a brother is seen as something special. People get together and sing holy songs and carry out rituals they believe will get them a son. The ritual involves tying a thread that has been blessed to a tree and then walking around it several times.
Every woman all imagines the sun. The smell of sun is in her womb, which is so important for her to have a son.
After speaking to Sukh-raj, I found out from an astrologer another way women find out the sex of their child.
I have been in this job for 20 years now, and lots of people come to me. I just read their hands. When pregnant women come to me, they usually ask me whether they are going to have a girl or a boy, but I tell them it all depends on their destiny, which has already been written. When I take a look at a hand, I can tell straight away what's going to happen in their life. If the woman has a good destiny, she will have a boy, and if it's written, she is very lucky. But if not, she will have a girl.
He introduced me to a man whose wife took a medicine which he claims made her have their 2 boys.
It's almost like free medicine. You just get 3 tablets. You have to be at least 2 months pregnant before you take it. If you are over 2 months pregnant, they won't give you the medicine. Plus, it might not work if you take it after that period. They only supply it to women who are pregnant. Otherwise, they might think you are trying to sell it on. But it really does work. They say it's guaranteed, and it is. I know of about 12 girls who it's worked for. It's not just a money scam, because you can pay as much as you like. It's just simple. You go to this temple and you can put down as much money as you want. My friends told me about this place, and they said I had nothing to lose. So I thought, why not? It's not as if it would cost me much anyway. When we went, we got the tablets. On the 3rd month of my wife's pregnancy, we had a scan, and that was it.
Many doctors have been suspended for their role in female foeticide. Dr. Surinder Johal from Jalandhar City Hospital explained the risk of backstreet abortions.
But now the things have gone to quacks, the unqualified person. But some qualified person are still doing it in spite of the stringent law. Now people, quacks use some sticks. Some sticks are put into the bomb and they swallow up. And they act as foreign body in the uterus. So the whole thing is expelled out. But many times it is not a complete process. Then the patients, they run to hospital in a very critical condition. lot of bleeding, septicemia, and pus in the uterus. Fetus is already dead in the womb. Then the doctor, the qualified doctor, has to cut that fetus into pieces and to take it out, so as to save the life of the mother. Many times in this process, some mothers are lost their life also, and many percent of mothers they become sterile. So means they are not able to reproduce again. So for the sake of kid, for the sake of male baby, you are spoiling your life. And for the sake of male baby, you are not able to reproduce even a female next time.
In this village, I found something that really surprised me. A couple who have 9 daughters and no sons and are against female feticide.
To us, girls and boys are the same. Our daughters are enough for us. We have no regrets about not having a son. It has made no difference to us.
People don't want daughters for several reasons. Some people do it because they can't afford dowry when their daughters get married. Others do it because they are pressured. But to me, everyone is equal.
In our culture and tradition, the son has always been looked upon as something very special. Even all the traditional folk songs talk about males. It's always been like that, and I think it always will. Women get happy just by looking at their husbands, their brothers, and their sons.
The Deputy Commissioner is a senior law officer and magistrates report to him. Krishan Kumar is fighting the problem of female feticide in District Nawashehar.
Our purpose has been that we should handle it by registering cases, by catching scanning centers who have been indulging in testing for the sex determination of the fetuses. We devised a tool that we call the social audit. That okay, fine, we identify all pregnant mothers and then monitor them intensively, particularly during the period what we call the danger period. That is from the period ranging from 3rd month of pregnancy to the 6th month of pregnancy.
Krishan Kumar gets women to ring every expectant mother in Nawashehar. They ask her how her pregnancy is going. This makes her aware she's being monitored. In May 2005, the Deputy Commissioner carried out a survey in Nawashehar. The figures collected showed the sex ratio as 800 girls to 1,000 boys. This dropped to 777 girls in just 1 year. Since then, Krishan has managed to increase the sex ratio to 980 girls, but this is just in one district of Punjab. If the problem of female feticide continues to get worse and people can't afford to keep their daughters, my culture could be in a major crisis.